Hi guys, in this video I'm going to show you how you can enable PowerShell remoting on Windows 10 computers, the computers which are not domain joined. So I have two VMs running. Basically the same steps would apply to the physical computers as well. So I have PC1 on V10. I have PC2 on V10. Those are just the names of the computers. So first of all, we will open the PowerShell prompt on PC1 as an administrator. And then we just want to make sure that both computers can ping each other. And like I said, I have opened them. I have them open side by side, So I'm gonna do the same thing here. I'm gonna run as administrator here. So let's find out the IP address of each machine. So this one is running on 10.10.1.31. Let's check out this one here, IP config, and this one is running on 10.10.130. So let's just ping 10.10.1.31, and we are able to ping this machine right here. So on my left. So and then let's ping from PC2 PC1 10.10.130, and we have the network connectivity between the two machines. Okay, so the first command we want to run to enable the PowerShell remoting is WinRM quick config. So we want to hit enter, and you will see a message: WinRM is not set up to receive requests on this machine. That's what we are going to set up, and the following changes must be done. Start the WinRM service, set the WinRM service type to delayed auto start, and if you just say yes here, both of these things gonna happen automatically. So let's do that here. But here you'll get a message: WinRM firewall exception will not work since one of the network connection types on this machine. I'm just gonna make it big here. Let me just expand this here. So I'm gonna so it says WinRM firewall exception will not work since one of the network connection types on the machine is set to public. Change the network connection type either to domain or private. So this is how you can do it. You just want to click here, and then you want to click on your network node, and it's going to give you this message: network discovery is turned off, network computers and devices are not visible, please turn on the network discovery in the network and sharing center. So basically, when you turn on the network discovery, the Windows will automatically change the network profile from the public to the private. So since these machines are not domain joined, so the domain does not come into play. Domain profile does not come into play in our scenario. We are performing these steps on non-domain joined computers. So you hit OK here, and then you click on network discovery and file sharing are turned off, network computer is not visible. Just click on this, turn on network discovery and file sharing, and then it's gonna ask you, do you want to turn on network discovery and file sharing for all public networks? So right now we are running Windows under the public network profile. So Windows has 3 network profiles: domain, private, and public. I'm not going to go into too detail into the network profiles, but basically by default, like say like you're sitting in a coffee shop or some place, and you want to run your system into a public network profile, because Windows Firewall adjusts itself automatically according to the network profile you have set up on your Windows. So just a quick note there what the network profiles are. So we want to choose this option which says no, make the network that I'm connected to private network, and we want to choose this option, and now our network would be private. And as you can see, we have PC1 showing itself on it. And to verify that our network profile changed, we just can go right click on here on network icon, go to open network and internet settings, and then as you can see here it says private network right here, as you can see here, right there. So right there, so we have met the condition for the firewall exception to be created, this one here, this error we got. So what we want to do here is we just want to come here to this prompt. We want to hit up arrow from the keyboard, and then we want to run the same command, WinRM quick config, and it says that the WinRM is already running. WinRM is already set up for this remote management on this computer. Okay, so now we did not get any error messages. So now what we want to do here is we want to then let's just make this small again. So we have these machines side by side running. Okay, we want to do the same thing in here on PC2 on V10. We want to run WinRM quick config. And again, we got this little, it says Win service is already running on this machine, and we just want to make the network connection to the private. So again, we just click here. I just want to show you something here where how you can tell what network profile. So right, you can see that the network profile is public network right there. So you want to change that to private. So easily you can do this is by clicking on the File Explorer icon here, then click on the network, then just click OK here on this message box. I already showed you all this on the PC1, so I'm just gonna go quick here. You just click on turn on network discovery and file sharing here, and then you make sure the first option is selected and click on it. It's gonna basically change the, now see both PCs can see each other because their network profile has changed to private network. As see, they both can see each other. So, and we can, if we go here, and our network profile now is private network. So okay, so we want to run this command one more time just in case. Okay, so WinRM is not set up to allow remote access to this machine or management. The following changes must be done. Enable the WinRM firewall exception. So you see here, now it says to enable the WinRM firewall exception, because earlier basically I disabled it on it. That's why we got this message on this one, on this machine, not on the other one, because on the other one it was already running. Let me actually show you before I enable it. I'm actually gonna show you here. This basically stands for Windows Firewall.msc. I'm just gonna run it. I'm gonna go to inbound rules, and I'm just gonna go here, look for the Windows remote. I'm just gonna make it big here. Windows remote right here. Okay, So right now, as you can see that Windows Remote Management HTTP in, it's basically gonna get this one because we're gonna be using the private network. We're gonna be enabling it on a private network, this option. So right now you can see it's enabled column under column, it's not enabled, it says no here. So when we run this command, we want to say here yes, it should change automatically the status. So WinRM has been updated for remote management, WinRM firewall exception enabled. So if you see here, it still says no. We want to hit refresh. There should be some, yeah, right there. Refresh it. And if you see here, right now it's enabled. You see that here? For private and domain, under enable column, the Windows Remote Management HTTPN rule has been enabled. And you can manually enable or disable this as well. So let me just make this small again. The reason why we did not get this message to enable the firewall exception is because I did not disable it on this machine earlier. I can show you here that is already enabled. So on PC1 we open the advanced firewall, we go to inbound rules, we just select anything, type W or hit W, look for the Windows Remote Management. I'm just gonna make it big again and expand this. And as you can see, the Windows Remote Management HTTP in for the domain and private profile, under the enabled column, it's enabled allow, okay, and it's running on a TCP protocol, and the port it's listening on is 5985. Okay, so we should have only one thing to do now. On both computers, we have to add each other's IP address in a trusted host file. And I'm going to show you how you can do that. That should be the last step to enable the PowerShell Remoting. It's pretty cool stuff, you know. You'll see how it looks like in the end. So what you want to do here on, let's just do this on, okay, on a PC. So I'm just gonna run hostname just to make sure that you guys know, like, we are on PC1 here. So this is PC1. What we want to do here is we want to run the command set item wsman : /localhost /client /trusted host. Trusted host, I believe it is. And then we're gonna give the IP address of the PC2 here. So the IP address of the PC2 is what? ipconfig. It's this one right here. Okay, so you wanna give that here. There it is. So 10 dot. Okay, now we just hit enter, and you'll get a message: WinRM security configuration. This command modifies the trusted host list for the Win Remote Management client. You can read this like whole thing. Basically, you're just gonna add this IP address in the trusted host. So you just hit enter. When you hit enter, by default, it's basically yes. It's actually says right here. So just hit yes. Come on. Let's see. Okay. Well, for some odd reason, I actually had to type yes there, and we can verify that the address is there. Get. Actually, I don't have to type the whole command. Just hit up and up arrow, change set to get, and then remove the IP address from here, and then hit enter, and you can see the trusted host right there is PC2 IP has been added. Now we have to do the same thing in here on a PC2 we have to add PC1's IP address. And PC1 IP address basically is just 30 instead of 31. We can also verify that here by running the ipconfig command. We're just gonna copy it, and we're gonna run the command set item wsman : / localhost client trusted host, and then we're gonna paste the PC1's IP address, hit enter, and then hit enter again, and then we can verify that the PC .30 address should have been added now in the trusted host file, and it has been. So this is the cool stuff now. So we're just gonna clear everything. Oops, sorry, wrong command. Clear everything. Make this big, make this, maximize it. Okay, so this is the cool part here. So we are gonna be managing the PC1 from the PC2 using the PowerShell remoting, and it's going to be vice versa. So the command is ps PowerShell ps session, and then we're going to enter the command for the PC1, which is 10.1.30, and we got the the terminal is not recognized as the name of the, oh, I made a typo here. Oh, yep. Enter PS. This is the command I gave. Oh, making a mistake here again. Hang on a second. I was doing here. Just gonna quickly get my notes here. What was the command here? That's the enter -ps session. Okay, so enter -ps session. Sorry guys, kind of like forgot the command there for a little bit. Enter -ps session and the IP address of the PC1. Connect fail with the following error, access denied for information. Connecting to the remote server, fail with the following error, access denied. Enter -ps session. What's going on here? Let's try from here. Enter -ps session. We can probably learn some troubleshooting in here. What's going on? 30.31. Okay, it worked pretty fine here. So basically now we are from PC1, we are actually gonna be able to run PowerShell commands on a PC2. So here's how we can prove that. Hostname, if we run the hostname, you'll see it's basically the session is basically running on PC2. So but for some odd reason, I'm gonna see why it's not connecting to. Let's see the firewall here. Inbound rule. Windows. We can learn some troubleshooting as well, you know, why it's not working from PC2 to PC1. We do have the rule enabled. Let's enable allow. Get item wsman. see if we added the IP address of the PC2 on PC1 interested host file. Client trusted host. We do have the IP address here. What are we missing here? Quick config. Ready. Everything checks in. Oh, you know what? Enable PS remoting. There we go. So we just had to run this command, enable -ps remoting. Okay, so I guess like while my main goal was to just show you guys how to enable PowerShell remoting, we also ran into some problem and then we troubleshooted it. So if you guys run into the same problem, you guys may want to run this command, enable -ps remoting. Okay, so now from PC2 we are basically managing PC1. Okay, as you can see that this is the IP address of the PC1. This is, you can also see here that this session right now, we are basically connected. The commands we're gonna run here are basically running on PC1. You can verify from here. If you can, dir, I don't have any files here. Basically there are VMs, there are no files. So basically this is what the PowerShell remoting is. You can, once you have it enabled, from one computer you can manage other computers just from sitting from one management computer. You can have one computer set up as your management computer, and you can enable PowerShell remoting in your environment. Basically it normally happens in the domain environment, and then from one computer you can just manage all the other computers just sitting at one terminal. You can just like access remotely other computers through PowerShell and just manage them. So I hope this video has been informative for you guys, and not only we saw how to enable PowerShell remoting, but we also saw how to troubleshoot if we run into some type of a glitch while enabling it. So thanks for watching. If you guys learned something from this video, please hit like, comment, share, and do subscribe to my channel. Support me, and have a good one.